hit the next break point in your career, something we can touch on in a second, and move through a couple of weeks while I know that I have good stats to back it up. So, for example, maybe my attributes reflect 60, but I've been playing so well that I'm like a 75. So I'm going into the simulator at a 75, and it's reflecting that. So I don't feel cheated out of how I've been playing recently.
So, Kyle, everything I'm hearing is that the fans are going to have more control over their simulated experience. They're not going to lose out, especially if their adjusted overall is as positive as it's going to be. But, Justin, I want to kick this off to you now. So, as we're going through a simulation, if our fans so choose, what are these new breakthrough points that they're going to stop on?
Yeah, so any kind of like rivalry or maybe a goal that you have selected earlier in the year and you're coming up on it and you're not sure if the sim's going to hit it, you can dive right in and complete those rivalries or goals. So say you chose the goal to hit 50 home runs in a season and you got a week left and you're at 45. I'm gonna hop in and get 5 home runs this week
Try to do
just
it
to make sure
yourself.
that
Yeah.
yeah that you get
Yeah.
it done. And I think it's a really cool kind of like pause. Like, hey, we acknowledge that you tried to do this. We want to give you the opportunity to complete it without kind of running the risk of not doing it.
On that pause simulated screen, there's a new call up outlook that's been added that compares you to who's blocking you positionally. But Kyle, there's also like a little progress bar to kind of track how close you are to being called up.
Right. Yeah. So part of the whole goal system is you're going to be working towards the promotion and or the call up. So you'll be earning promotion as part of the goals that you complete, and you'll see that bar progress in that bottom left-hand portion of the call up outlook screen. And as you get into your green region, you're going to notice that there's a potential for a call up. So what we're trying to do is, display that, hey, you have this opportunity, but you're not really sure. And maybe the farm is going to come to me and give me the opportunity for a promotion, let me know they're in town for the week, and maybe not. So there's a little bit of gray area and lets you know, hey, I still got to stay in here, because if I'm back out, then there's no opportunity at all.
Good stuff. Well, we've already talked about Amateur Experience 2.0 and the Road to Cooperstown. Two really, really awesome features I think Road to the Show fans are going to enjoy this year. But we also have one other tidbit before we go live, and that's the addition of messages.
Yeah, messages are another new addition, like you said, and you'll get them pretty much right off the rip when you get into those Amex years, starting from your coach, saying to choose a favorite school or get maybe a recruiting message from a coach that started recruiting you. One thing that we kind of noticed last year, and we're really proud of the work that we did and that team did this year with all the dialogue scenes last year, kind of really simplified it and made the decision making on your end, right? What you want to see, what you want to hear is all going to be based on you, and we're not just kind of putting you through these scenes over and over again. And the messages go right into that. So you're gonna get a text message on your phone, and it's Justin Rowe from South Carolina hitting you up,
Ooh.
talking about recruiting you.
This might be my most favorite addition to Road to the Show this year, and I know our fans have been wanting this for who knows how long. But talk me through how you can now initiate trades on your own behalf.
Yeah, so just another example of like the expanded player communication system that we have with the messages. So not only will you be communicating or get communication from college recruiters, but you also will be getting communication from agents, coaches, potential managers, as well as, team analysts letting you know how your monthly stats were. But I think something that our fans are going to be most excited about is the communication for you as a user to decide, hey, I'm not happy with where I am playing on the field. I think I want a new position, or I'm really not happy with the organization I'm in. They're not giving me enough play, or I don't like where I'm in the batting lineup. So we give you the option now to have some communication with them, to let them know I'm not happy. I would like a change. This isn't my preference anymore. So really just opening up the communication system as a two-way street.
Yeah, huge W. I mean, we've talked about this before, but having the ability to request a trade or change your position is something that I think a lot of fans are going to enjoy. You loop that in with the Road to Cooperstown feature, more schools, more experience in the amateur experience. This is going to be a really fun year for Road to the Show fans, and I'm excited to play live, Ashley.
I know, I can't wait to get into it. We are moments from being live with the game on the desk, answering all of your questions in the chat as well. And you were summarizing it perfectly, Carson. If I can add, it just sounds like in year 2 of amateur experience, now we're adding Road to Cooperstown, we're creating even more autonomy for our fans, from the decision making behind goals that they're choosing, from which schools they're attending, how they perform, and then, of course, on the messaging side how they want to choose their own adventure.
Yeah, I'd also like to add on that. I think it's important to note too that this is also the first foundational layer for, Road to Cooperstown, and we're really getting the goal structure set out, and we'll only begin to add more content and, more, storylines as you work your way through, to the Road to Cooperstown.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it enough. Let's fire up the dev kit and give this thing a playtest.
Yeah, let's go.
Hello, MLB The Show fans. Welcome back to San Diego studio. We are 29 days from early access. I'm Carson.
And I'm Ashley. And before we touch on all the new things Road to the Show in MLB The Show 26, last week we sat down with Chris and Gil and Connor from the gameplay team.
Yeah, we did. And don't worry, we're hearing feedback. We are always keeping an eye on all the comments online. But for today, we're going to focus on Road to the Show.
Yes, the development process is always in motion, so make sure you're tuning in every single Thursday to hear from us at SDS when things are new and changing. But for now, it's Road to the Show time.
Yeah, we're here with Kyle and J-Ro. We got Kevin on the sticks. Twitch drops are active. Don't forget, if you don't see it, Colin's saying just refresh it. You will be getting drops up to 3 for MLB The Show 26.
3, so up to 6 if you got all 3 from the last week as well. But for today, you're going to be seeing expanded gameplay from Road to the Show. We're going to jump from college to the minors to the majors, touch on all the aspects that you just heard about in the pre-record, from goals to potential to who you're choosing out of the gate for college.
So let's get into it.
Who's it going to be?
Kev, you want to go? Let's go to the dev kit. Let's take a look. So as everyone knows, we had a screen similar to this last year, J-Ro, but this year it's going to look a lot different with these gold and silver sponsorship, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have 2 different types of pretty much offers, right? And then you also see that the interest bar isn't just completely full or completely empty now, right? We have you have to build that up as you go throughout the high school experience, and then we can see here the procedures of each school. We got the logos there, and then which schools have that gold type or silver type. And if you go over to the offer section, like Kevin is at, you see the exposure, the skill development, the type of package that you get, and the type of perk that you get that is specific to each school, which is another cool feature.
So there's levels to this.
There is levels to it.
And remind our fans, if they choose, say, Virginia that's on the gold tier or Clemson on the silver tier, what are some of the differences they'll get, whether it's packages, tokens, a mixture of both?
A little bit mixture of both. The big thing is the tokens, which you get to spend on your ball player to level them up, right? You have earned that right, getting that gold scholarship to kind of increase your OVR more. The packages do vary, so it's not just a token thing, but it's a good blend. It's a good mix of both.
And similar to last year, you have to earn your way to get schools unlocked. We're seeing as Kevin scrolls down, some schools. Kevin, what happened? Are we?
Yeah,
what happened?
didn't watch it, bud.
What's going on? Were we not good enough?
Yeah, I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
I was on beginner.
Yeah, so and that's a mixture of on-field, gameplay, and then, like I said earlier, that depending on where you choose that you're from, the West, the East, Central, it gets harder to get recruited by those schools. So I'm not sure where you're from on this playthrough, but if you're from the West, the East schools are really hard to get to, and then obviously vice versa.
Yeah, so that's something important for everyone that's going to be playing Road to the Show and MLB The Show 26. If you kind of want to cherry pick, say, I want to go to North Carolina, I probably want to be, from a region around North Carolina. It's only going to help with that recruiting process.
Correct. It's not guaranteed. Not guaranteed at all.
I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Yes.
You have to earn it.
Yes. And you got to be
gotta earn it.
consistent,
Yeah.
too, in that high school space. Can't go good game, bad game. They want to see consistent performance for the gold type of packages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Good call.
knowing we have so many colleges available to us, should we ask the chat who we should pick as we go into our gameplay?
Yeah, we have
Let's
a
do
save
it.
file here. Kevin's ripped through some high
Let's
school
see.
already, and I think it's at the point where we have to make a decision on what school to go to.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. What do you guys want to see? You guys saw who we had in interest.
Oh, I just saw Stanford in all capital letters, no hesitation. Now Clemson.
I see Clemson. I see someone wants to be a Michigan
Oh.
man. I hear you there.
Michigan
Great
man.
school. TCU, Wake Forest.
TCU didn't even want him, I don't think.
I mean, we gotta get a new school this year,
Yeah. Seeing Florida State.
Yeah, something that you're seeing on the screen right now is that you have the ability to skip the first draft, right? So
Right.
you can obviously go in there, get drafted, and then make that decision. But if you're just dead set on that college that college route, you can just forego that draft and hop straight into choosing your college.
Kind of streamline that
Correct.
that opportunity
Yep.
right into college. So that's what we're gonna do here for today's play test. And you can see that we have some hats here to choose from. Keep scrolling, Kev.
Yeah, what are all the options again?
Florida looks
Ooh,
good.
Kevin likes Florida. And I just saw Florida. Ryan's got his Florida.
And again, I want to shout
Okay.
out the character team, the art team, everything like that goes into these uniforms, these hats is amazing work.
Oregon State.
And we can't give them enough credit for how hardworking they are and how great they turned out this year.
Yeah, it looks great, and
No
just
doubt.
the colleges we've added too, right? So much variety, upping from 11 schools last year up to, or we're up to 19 now, right?
Adding
Yeah,
one.
adding
Added
11.
11, we're
Yeah.
up to 19. So lots of choices here. All right, we're looking
I
at
think
the
we
chat.
need to make a decision now.
What are you guys seeing over there?
I just saw Florida. When I said we need to make a decision, I just saw Florida.
Florida.
I saw,
Okay.
yeah,
Florida.
let's go with Florida.
Florida.
Be the Gators.
UF.
Down to Gainesville we go. Florida. Welcome to the university.
Nice little call.
Today we're all Gators, chat.
That's right.
We're all Gators.
These are the unlocks that you get for that. It looks like that it was a silver pack from the token amount. But yeah, you'll get to see all your rewards before you get into any games, and then you'll be able to select your perk that you get based off that school.
And
Yeah.
we'll have more later in this episode about perks, right, Saul?
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep in mind those tokens, if you haven't played 25, those were introduced last year. That's how you're going to be building up your attributes, making your player better. So 20 tokens just for joining Florida. It's
Yeah.
a nice start.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll note during this portion of the amateur experience, we're going to get into goals a little bit more later, but you will be receiving goals on how you're being recruited, whether you can obtain 10 schools or 15 schools, and you'll be rewarded accordingly for, the amount that you're able to come to you and to provide that college offer.
Yeah, for sure. So right now we are in the College World Series, junior year.
A lot of pressure.
It looks like we got to play UVA to start.
Yeah.
Kev.
Yeah, I'd say.
Ooh.
I think the fans want to see some gameplay. Let's get in here.
Let's do it. I like how you said junior year.
I did.
Oh,
didn't
so
I?
You
did
did.
you hear that?
Yeah.
So Virginia was his favorite. They didn't recruit him, and now you get them in game one.
Wow.
Little revenge
Oh,
game.
little
Yeah.
revenge,
I
little
like that.
rivalry.
Now, J-Ro, is there something under the hood there that
There might be, depending on which schools recruit you or not, or maybe you did unlock them, and you're like, you know what, you only gave me that silver offer. I'm gonna go to the school with the gold offer and then beat you in game
Wow.
one.
Ooh, okay.
some
Yeah.
game within the game?
Little
You can
nuance.
see
That's right.
the dramatic walk up. Kevin's,
Yeah.
this is a big opportunity.
Yeah.
Playing in College World Series.
Yeah.
But speaking of the College World Series, Carson kind of touched on it a little bit. He said this is your junior year. So barring how you perform in the tournament your junior year, in terms of many more games that might be added, what happens with senior year, J-Ro?
Yeah, well, we'll even go back a little bit more. You
Yeah.
get more games in that high school section, right, to get recruited as
We've
part of that.
extended all of those.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is extended. Get a little bit more nuance across the board here. And then here is, like we talked about in the premiere, is that true to college format,
Yeah.
right? So everyone's guaranteed 2 games. You can go to a barbecue and you're out, right?
Barbecue.
See ya.
Yeah, and then but once you get to that championship series, it's not just a 1-game victory. You have a best of 3 series, and it creates a lot more playable kind of ways to play the game.
Right.
And it varies based off hitter, pitcher, 2-way player, whatever your type of player that you
Yeah.
are.
So a true mimic of the College World Series.
And
right?
then
Yeah.
lastly,
Yes.
I think we'll get to it at the end of this
For sure.
run, but we do have the ability to go back for your senior year now. So maybe you didn't quite cut it, didn't get a championship.
So this is a
Yes.
big change.
Develop
This
more,
is a big
perhaps.
change. Correct. Yeah.
Because-
ma-
and we didn't touch on
Obvious
this in the pre-record.
Kevin's situation.
At all, yeah. So yeah, maybe you need another year of development to get more tokens in
Yeah.
games, and you going back, you could get some more tokens. You have to get in there and see, but yeah, having that extra year to go either back-to-back champions, or try to get back there and win it for the second time.
Yeah. I'm hearing redemption too, right?
Yeah.
So
Redemption, okay.
don't get too hard on yourself if you don't get the College World Series the first go around. You do have a chance to go back for your senior year, right some wrongs, or like you mentioned, J-Ro, you could go back to back.
Yeah, you can go back-to-back.
Yeah, seeing a few people in the Twitch chat specifically, they're enjoying that you have that option to go back if you so want to. Also, a lot of notice of, as you called out earlier, the new jerseys, the new hats for all the schools. They're getting their own presentation, and that's a little sneak peek toward next week's feature premiere on presentation. rotation.
Yeah, well, we're excited for that one next Thursday. Sorry.
Thursday.
At 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here early today. We have the PlayStation State of Play at 2, so stay around. Go check out PlayStation's channels after us. That's why we're here at 1 o'clock today, watching Kevin grind it out here in the World Series.
Yeah.
Right. How's it going over there, Kev?
you
Getting
doing?
robbed
So
right
much
now.
is a difficult
Yeah.
how are you
Oh,
gonna
Kev.
answer some questions?
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Okay, we got some questions here. Let's do regarding equipment on the road to the show. Has it been revamped at all?
It is not.
Okay.
It is still used to amplify perks.
Yeah.
All right.
Built off the perk system.
Next question. Can you earn packs in the road to the show for Diamond Dynasty?
You can.
You can earn anything through the
Yeah.
XP reward pack.
Yep, so
Yes.
you can learn packs anywhere.
Confirmed.
Okay. Next, can I select a secondary position from
There you go,
the
Kev.
start?
Woohoo!
Yes.
There you go.
We're just knocking all these out.
Right?
Oh, I do want to note too about the goals in this section because I think it's important. All of the goals are largely focused on raising your potential as an amateur athlete to from C is what you're going to start at. Can go lower if you play kind of like Kevin, but if you perform really well, the opportunity stands that you can get an A, and that potential becoming an A unlocks, higher draft stock. As we get into it later, more user-selected goal options to increase your Hall of Fame score, and then a higher token earn rate too. So instead of just earning the standard 1-for-1, if you do get up to an A, it could be up to 1.5 times the amount of show points that you're earning per game. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Little addition there for that.
I'm happy you called that out. I was playtesting this a little bit before we recorded our feature premiere, and I was able to get up to an A, and you got to see your projected round goes up and everything you mentioned. So you really feel the difference based on your play in the game.
Yeah, and all that kind of plays into each other, right? It's like your potential goes up, which means your draft value goes up, which the higher your draft, the more tokens you get, combined with the time and a half or whatever you're going to get as a A prospect. So it just stacks on top of each other for quality gameplay.
So for our fans, they want to make sure they're chasing this A potential if they want to get the most out of their player.
Yep,
100%.
absolutely.
One last one. Will the college uniforms be in Diamond Dynasty?
They will not
They
be.
will not be.
Use the vault.
Use the vault.
Keep the questions coming.
And Kev, you have A potential.
You have a.
You have A potential.
We got a big opportunity here.
Right?
Win that.
Bottom of the 10th.
Bottom of the
Ashley?
10th, walk off.
Oh,
Wow.
walk off
Uh-oh.
to Kev.
That better be using share here.
So can we get
Your
flip a cam to
potential's
this
riding
guy?
on
Put
this.
a little
Chat,
pressure.
let's cheer him on here. You can see he has the depth of fielding setting on. We talked
he's
about
so
that in
early.
the gameplay feature premiere
Roll him over.
last week.
We needed a third base coach to just
Slow
calm
him
down
down,
a little
calm
bit.
down,
Calm
calm
Down,
down.
deep breaths.
I think this is set on James is difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to make a play here. You might have
Right.
to throw someone out.
We might have a
You might need to
chance.
cheat. You might need to cheat a little bit. Go in.
If you did happen to toggle on the women in Road to the Show, then you will see some female athletes throughout your experience while playing through that, both in college and in the minor leagues. You will not see any in the major leagues unless you are the first one to make it there yourself. Mia Lewis is also part of the Road to the Show space now. She is a advisor and agent, and so that's a really cool canon to bring into the Road to the Show piece now and wrap that in. And largely looking to bring the female Road to the Show on par and same one-to-one with some additional content that we can discuss that will come up in some messages too. So that'll be really cool, just unique to the female storyline.
That's
Very
really
cool.
exciting. I was doing my playthrough through female Road to the Show earlier, and it's fun to see Mia transition in previous games from that player on the field, your best friend at childhood, to now being a more canon agent type role that's going to have influence on your career. But there's also, not to spoil the option for our fans, but for anyone who has a little bit of legacy in Road to the Show, they get to choose a little bit of narrative in their journey of whether they've been the first player or one of their previous players from previous games had entered the major leagues.
Very cool note, actually. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. It's cool to kind of have that consistency of, like, for myself, I've had my female Road to the Show player the last couple of
Absolutely.
years. So when I boot up on early access night playing Road to the Show, I can say, oh, one of my previous characters, she was the one that broke the barrier. Or I can say, no, this character for 26 is going to be the one to break
Yeah.
that barrier.
That's very cool. So Kevin's in his second game facing UNC.
You got it, dude.
Yeah. Also, wanted to call out there. We talked about it in the premiere, but the what's it called, the bracket loading in was one of my favorite features of this entire thing this year. It does update the scores, so like you'll be able to look at it and go, oh, I lost 3-2 to them in the first time. Somehow you get back to them again and go 3-2, and I'm gonna beat them good this time. Like try to beat them 10-0 or something like that. But another feature like that we had was great was the bracket getting in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
It feels good. Yeah, when you're going into the game, you can see how everyone else is doing and who you're on a collision course with. College World Series.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think we're going back for our senior season, but I think it's pretty obvious Kevin does need it. But we're gonna save you guys that portion of this stream.
Poor Kev taking
Did you see the fly ball he missed, or were you guys?
You know what?
I was trying to distract him.
I have to say something because if anyone remembers last year, I was playing while we were doing this. It's harder than it looks.
There's
man.
pressure.
Yeah, there's pressure.
Oh, but we got some defense. Kev, have we hit the ball recently, or?
I think he had a hit last game.
Oh, no.
Kevin.
But you know what? What I'm seeing here, Kev, is you're now showing our fans how crucial it is to perform well, both
Yeah.
defensively, offensively, because that's what's going to increase your potential, increase that opportunity for getting a higher token multiplier, especially if you become in a potential. However, if you go on the other side of the scale, you're going to see how you kind of have to start, I don't want to say like a setback per se, but it's going to be a taller mountain to climb as you work your way to the minors to get to the majors.
For sure. Yeah, I was a shortstop when I was playing internally here, and I didn't put any reaction in, even though Gil and Connor told me I should. And it was tough to field some of those balls. So definitely don't forget about the defensive side, our Road to the Show fans.
We got one question that's popping up. People in chat, Eagle Eye, saw that we might have a new commentary crew. We can confirm.
Yeah, we can confirm.
Sure.
Jessica Mendoza will be joining the booth.
Yeah.
You'll find
the
out
College
even
World
more
Series.
about that in
Yeah.
next week's episode with presentation. But good little Eagle Eyes, little Easter egg. Jessica Mendoza has joined the booth.
An absolute legend joining
Yeah.
the booth.
Yes.
Super excited to have her in the game.
Two-time Olympian.
All right,
All right,
Kev.
Kev,
Big
we
ol'
got to
Kev.
lock
Okay,
in
we need
here.
a lock here.
I love the depth of field.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right.
You can always turn it down.
You can change
The
it.
controller, J-Ro?
We're
Sure.
judgment free.
Yeah, you can go pause
I'm
and
gonna get an
turn it-
AB.
Let's get a hit for the people here.
What is it at? This is going to be embarrassing.
Just take it off competitive then.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Nullify that chat. Nullify that chat.
We may get to a point where we have to go
Oh.
fastball down the middle for him.
Right? We need all the good vibes for Kev right now.
That's how it's
There
done.
we go.
Hey, boy. Yeah, just, yeah,
Love that.
Oh, I
Sally.
love that Sally.
yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool emotional celebrations on base, out of the dugout when you win and stuff.
Yeah. Some new
It's a big
recordings there.
differentiator.
Some things that you guys will talk about next week is school specific, which is cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
for
Yep.
sure. We'll dive into that in the Prez feature premiere next Thursday. But yeah, some of the celebrations are really fun in college. Is he gonna get it?
Ooh, at the plate.
Home.
Well done. At least I think I
That
got
tough.
second on you.
All right.
All right, so we're playing the College World Series in the amateur experience of Road to the Show. All new. We were able to get Charles Schwab Field in.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to expand to 19 schools you can choose from. I think, how many new games do we get there, J-Ro?
Depending on each run, at least 3 guaranteed, 4 guaranteed, but it can get up to 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
So amateur experience is completely, boosted from last year, and that's only half, a third of what we haven't even dove into yet, which is the goals, which we'll definitely talk about.
Yes. We'll wrap up our college play in just a moment, touch on the last kind of items we want to hit on, and then we'll move on to the minors and the majors to talk more about those goals as you make your road to Cooperstown.
Yeah, for sure.
But Kev, we ended on a high note, back-to-back hits. We'll
Yeah.
take a positive out of this
Started seeing the
situation.
ball.
Looks like got a
Yeah.
goal completed up there.
Yeah.
Eliminated from the...
Yeah, 2 on barbecue.
Sir.
you know,
2 on barbecue?
Yep, that's
It's okay.
I see you foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But maybe we did this on purpose.
Yeah.
Because
Always.
Stephanie
Good job,
Saunders
Kev.
needs to chat with us, right?
Yeah. So here's that screen that you get to choose to go either go back for your senior season or start your professional career. So nice little option to have this year that we did not have last year.
Yeah, so Big dubs.
Kev was just making sure we were going to be able to get to this screen.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
respect
that's what it
that,
was.
you know?
Masterclass.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna
that's
go
a big
GoPro.
change. Colin, let's hop
Let's
over
go
to main
Pro.
cam. We're gonna load up a new save file, or we're in
Yes.
the minor leagues.
Yeah, we're going to head on over to the minor leagues because, Saul, we want to talk about Road to Cooperstown. We
Yeah.
saw those goals popping up in college. You're going to see
Yes.
them in high school as well. But now we're going to talk about it in terms of once you're actually starting your professional journey.
Yeah, so right after you get drafted, you're going to have the initial initiation, meeting some teammates, getting a hold of your manager who's going to kind of set forth your path of what your minor league career looks like, what they're looking to get out of you, kind of set the table and level set it, I guess is the best way to put it, and start providing you with some monthly goals that you need to hit to progress. As a player, as an amateur player, you're going to be working on a couple of different things: your potential up until age 25, and call-up score that we can take a look at in a little bit. And a lot of these goals tied to it will have some tokens, the potential and promotion score that will have varying levels of performance boosts. You can fail a goal and lose some potential that we had talked about, where you'd have to that ebb and flow of, how is the org viewing me? How are key decisions potentially going to be made? So the grind of the majors is definitely felt with the way that the goals kind of come to you. Yeah, you have. Why don't you get into it? Yeah. So here's the first pass that you'll see. Little initiation, talking to your coach, get a feel, and then he's going to start to provide some goals. And like I said, you're going to want to hit these goals to not only progress your attributes, but to also progress that call-up score. The eyes of the org, how are they going to view you? And there's some really cool nuance that goes on with there now and in that screen that we can take a look at in a little bit.
And what I really enjoy, you mentioned the call-up score. It's so nice this year. It might be one of my favorite additions of just you get to see the visualization of how close or maybe not as close you are to being called up. So you have a more visual tracker of this is where I am, this is what I need to do, here's the person that might be blocking me positionally, whether that's in AAA, whether that's in the majors, and it just allows a little bit more of a concrete path of, all right, this is where I am, and now I know where I have to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's still gray area and some baked in, because that's just kind of the nature of being called up, Right. You could be doing everything right, but maybe that player's also performing well. So what's cool about it is once you work yourself into that area that says you can expect maybe a call up or expect the farm director in series to come to you, where you have the opportunity to perform some goals for them, show out on the field and see if you're worthy of that call up. So there's also some potential goals that you can get as like some farm and promotion score series events, and those make those particular weekends or series that have been set aside like even more impactful for you.
Yeah, that's super important. So, just to kind of put a blanket on all of it, these goals are going to be tied directly to how the org sees you.
Yeah.
And that's going to help you with the call-up stuff that Ashley's talking about. It all kind of ties together that makes it feel, like a proper experience.
Yeah, let's check out some of these goals and where it goes. So you can see here,
Go to
before we
call-up.
click into this, there's a new tab in the top right corner of your screen titled Legacy. You click that, I'm assuming with the X button, Kev, and then you click on goals. So what are we looking at here, Kyle?
Yeah, see, these are just some of the goals that have been provided to you, some basic level goals, to make sure that you're spending on all those tokens that you have to raise yourself to certain key thresholds of the way that an organization would view you, and then just some check marks for you as a player to hit, some thresholds. They can be a little dynamic depending on how you are performing as a player. Obviously 300 goal makes sense if you're performing at that level, but if you're down at a 250, maybe the goals need to reflect kind of where you're at and pay that off accordingly as well, so you can hit your check marks and continue to grow.
Very cool. Got to walk the walk.
And there are a variety of 10-game goals, monthly goals, seasonal goals, OVR goals.
I'm seeing
recruiting
there's
goals.
a penalty. If we want to
Yeah.
go back to that, Kev,
Yeah.
what does that mean? I'm assuming if that happens when I don't complete a
Yep,
goal.
exactly, and that's it's a big boo boo. Honestly, the potential is one of the worst things as a player that you could use. Moving you down into a different potential bracket is pretty disadvantageous. With what it offers you for the selected goals and especially the token earn rate.
For sure. So you really want to focus on these goals, especially with the failure penalties. and make sure that you're hitting your marks, that potential's still growing. Certainly you don't want it to go down.
Yeah.
And it'll
Especially early on in the minor league career with those penalties.
it'll drive your minors a lot.
Yeah.
So there's a question that popped up in Twitch chat, which I know we'll definitely get to as we go to the major league side of things, but anything you can touch on or hint at of these goals being something that's automatically popping up, something you might have some autonomy over later down the road?
Yeah. So in the minor leagues, there's no autonomy. The team is providing you and setting forth what they feel is necessary to take you to the next level. When you do make it to the major leagues, you're gonna level set that first one. There's still some hand holding that the organization wants to do and go on. So you'll still be provided monthly goals that first year. But then after that, from your sophomore season on, you are driving yourself to the Hall of Fame. And so those goals that you are selecting as a user will drive you and have different Hall of Fame levels attached to them and will boost your levels all the way.
So things kind of shift after that sophomore
Things kind
year.
of shift after that sophomore year.
Very cool. So we talked about goals. If we want to back out a little bit, Kev, and go into the call-up potential next, just to allow people an option to look at this screen. So what are they kind of looking at here, Saul?
So this gets you a direct comparison to the person right above you, as well as in that bottom left-hand portion, how you're performing with the call-up outlook. If you can move a little to the left, Kev, just to highlight that one. Yeah, that call-up outlook where it says not ready. So obviously, as we know, Kev has a little bit of work to do to put himself into the ready category. Not too far away, though. And so those goals that he completes, in addition to the tokens that he's spending on his attributes, will help push him into the region where the team views that, okay, maybe it's time that we send the farm and see if he's ready to, get the call to AAA or the majors.
So this is a great tool for people to keep an eye on what the organization thinks of them.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be the
Lets
spot
you
to
know
go.
when it's go time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kev, do you want a chance at redeeming yourself here in a game?
Yeah, let's hop into one minor league game, and then we can work our way up to the majors and show them what things look like after that sophomore year that Kyle mentioned. Yeah, I'm loving all these changes so far.
Right. So we're seeing that Kev has been playing and choosing to go into this, but just to kind of re-highlight what we touched on a little bit earlier in this stream, there is the option to simulate your progress, especially at that adjusted overall. Do you want to just kind of redefine what that means to have that adjusted overall and what that does if you so choose to simulate your progress?
Yeah, so we'll take Kevin, for example. Kevin's hopping into this, and he's not performing super well for maybe the last 10 games. And that's what you would look at. You'd look at your previous 10 games, kind of get a feel for how you're doing. I won't pick on Kevin anymore. So you're a heater at the plate. You've hit a couple home runs. You're 400, 4 home runs. That's a pretty solid 10 days at the plate. Let's hop in and skip some of the portions of your career that maybe you're kind of like the dog days, the Augusts, maybe not impactful after the All-Star break.
It's a long season.
It's a long season. And so we take that adjusted OVR from those previous 10 games, and so maybe you're at a 65 OVR, but what you're playing at is commensurate of an 80 OVR. So we start you at an 80 in that simulator, and every time you play a game of what you actually performed, that game is removed, and then it's supplemented with the game that was just simulated. And so once you get through 10 games, the games that exist are only the simulated games. So then at that point, it's kind of up to you. But the sim tracker does a really good job highlighting how you're doing with the ebbs and the flows from game to game. So you can pull yourself out if you're feeling like it's not doing what you would like it to do. You think you could do better than what the sim is.
And J-Ro, you had mentioned earlier in this stream, especially when it comes to your goals, if you realize, or your goal is maybe you need 5 more home runs, the game kind of knows you needs that and gives you the opportunity of, hey, do you want to play these out, or do you trust us to take the chance if you continue to simulate?
Exactly. Yeah. So like Kyle said, you're simulating the dog days of summer, and you realize with 10 games left that you're 5 home runs away from reaching your goal. Get a little pop-up, boom, would you like to dive in, essentially? And you have that choice to either go in and complete your goal for your season or risk it, essentially. It's just like see if the computer will do it for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really cool feature because you can kind of have a lot of things all happening at once. So RBIs, home runs, batting average,
The
total
goals stack
bases.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that can turn into tokens, potential, whatever it may be for those rewards. And then you have, boom, a great end of your season, and you get all those rewards to kind of
Help the
springboard into the
potential
next year.
and-
Yeah.
yeah, it all ties together.
You'll see a lot of those too, though, at the higher level of your goal setting when you're up at the 40, 50 levels,
Yeah.
not down at the lower
The
level
minors,
range. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Kev, Chad is trying to root you on here. They're trying to be positive for you.
That's
K-boy, K-boy, K-boy.
Okay, boy. Oh,
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 good bare hand. Oh, pump fake.
accidentally pump fake.
Pump fake.
'cause I'm so
Keep pumping.
not used to it.
throw
I
canceling.
turned it off.
Okay.
So,
right.
send it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
We can get to the
Yeah.
user portion.
All right, so what we saw here is that through the minor league experience, the organization kind of has a track for you, whether it's the goals they're giving you to kind of work on, they're kind of setting that for you to allow you to reach, hopefully, call-up season on your behalf.
Yeah.
We're going to move to the major leagues. We're going to have a little bit more flexibility. As you said earlier, Kyle, they're going to handhold you a little bit for that first year. You're a fresh rookie. They're going to try to set you up for success. But as you get into year 2 to year 5 to year 10, you're going to have that autonomy of how you set your goals.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to take a good look at that right now, Kev. Cool.
So we're hopping to a new save file.
Yeah, we
Okay.
are.
We're hopping a new save file. We're fast forwarding. Kevin has made it to the major leagues.
Huzzah.
What a miracle.
He's no longer.
Against all
he
odds.
took our advice.
Oh,
He hit the
no
training.
we
longer
love a
boy.
good underdog story
He's
here.
Kev man.
He's Kev. He's
We can-
Kev man.
We can go to the
I
dev
think he
coach.
did that. I think he
He's
grew
Kev
himself
man.
up.
That's the name of his
He's
guy
Kev man.
in the save file.
Wait, I
Oh
love
my
that.
goodness. All right.
Hey, look, you're in
Yeah.
potential too.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
What a
Let's change
turnaround.
chat.
Right?
Yeah.
Switch like the sim first. Or...
Breakthrough.
Go to
point?
go to, sure. That works.
Break point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys saw this in the pre-record.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is what you'll see when you begin your sophomore season in the MLB, your user selected goals. The potential drives the amount of selection slots you'll get from 5 to 8. And then here you'll see Kevin is selecting his seasonal goals for the upcoming year based off of his previous year's performance. Again, don't judge him too harshly. We're doing this for the stream. So obviously these are a little bit of the lower thresholds, but if you've hit 300, you could see a goal, 325 potentially. So these are the types of goals that you will be provided for your user selected portion and journey. You don't have to select all of your slots if you don't want, but each slot is tied to a specific Hall of Fame score. The higher the threshold, so 10 home runs is not the same as 40 home runs when it adds to your Hall of Fame total. Same thing with 250, average 300, etc. And so I don't personally, I would select 8 goals if you if you want to get to the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
but user's choice.
And that all ties into what we're talking about here with the road to Cooperstown.
Yep.
You're getting a higher Hall of Fame score. It's eventually going to hopefully get you to Cooperstown if you play well.
Yeah.
And you can already see the difference where the manager that Kyle mentioned this was giving you goals. Now Kevin's choosing his own.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
And
what,
so
3
you're
or 4 years into the league at this
second
point?
year in. So
Okay,
you
so
it's
past the
sophomore
second.
season, you're driving your path. You're deciding the way that takes you to get to the Hall of Fame. So the user goals aren't the only thing that will provide Hall of Fame score. When you win particular awards, MVP, Cy Young, those are also going to add. And then when we will wrap up that season that you play, and then before you go into the next season, kind of give you an idea for, hey, I had this much Hall of Fame score for my goals, X, Y, and Z because I did these awards, and then you'll have a good feel going into next season, both on these are the goals I have, and this is where I stand in my current Hall of Fame ranking.
So this is how you chase your road to Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It is.
And now we're seeing, back to a little bit of the simulation, another brand new screen for Road to the Show. So what are we seeing here?
This is the simulation screen. This is actually the sim report. This shows up after. Do you think you could sim it while it's going? But I can still talk about it as it's happening. So as Kevin sims these games, you will see the averages, on base percentage, or home runs, RBIs move up in the hopefully up in the home run RBIs category
believe
and
in you,
not
Kev.
down in the on base average category. So one of the options that you will have with this simulation tracker is to turn on the auto sim, so you can just have that on. It won't break for those trainings. It will provide you your tokens for that training, and you'll see that in the recap report afterwards.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. And here's an example of one of the breakpoints that you could come into, and this is versus a rival team. So Yankee Dodger matchups Yankee Giant matchups.
Dodger Giant.
Whoa.
Red Sox.
Yankee Red Sox.
Red Sox, Yankees,
There.
Dodgers, Giants. Got
Left out
it.
the
There we go.
Padres, man.
Well,
Ooh,
yeah, that's
good
one of the new
point.
ones. We did add that in there with the last 5 seasons. So you'll see some for rivals, late season division standings. You can skip that one, Kev. Facing off on particular season leaders. So all these things are things that have been dev driven and defined. So these events will stop because we have decided that these are some of the most important events that you could come into for your year.
I think it's really fun that they're dynamic, right? So like you're gonna get stuff year to year that's not the same. So like you said, the division race, right? Last year it was the Tigers. This year it could be the Twins and so on and so forth. So not every run is the same thing over and over and over again, but it's dynamic. It's a dynamic system.
It's feeding off of whatever's happening in that save.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And there'll be some more context into. We've made some adjustments where you're going to start to see, the exact player that you're matching up against if they were an MVP or Cy Young. So just to really help with that context and the immersion of like, oh, I'm seeing them again and again. This guy is here in the minors. Oh, and he's here again in the majors. So you can kind of move along with them. And here you have the ability to view your goals that you have completed where you're at. The screen is going to see a little bit of improvements by the time you guys get your hands on it.
In 29 days.
In 29 days.
Early access.
A month from today, in any time zone besides the East
And
Coast.
That's
Make
right.
it on the 13th.
If we back out, nope. Also on that sim screen, it takes into account all the tokens that you're earning too.
Right.
That's something I keep a
In the
track
upper
on too.
left.
Is like I watch my show points and see how many tokens I'm doing. Yeah.
Upper right.
Oh, yeah,
There you
upper
go.
right.
So, token. Yeah, Kevin, you got a lot of tokens now, man.
Yeah, you should probably go spend
We
them.
gotta start spending them. Increase that OVR.
Maybe
We're
in the
still on a
perks?
70.
I know we're working through everything here in the majors with Kev, but do we want to take a look at the perks?
Yeah, we can take a quick look
Kinda
at Perk.
tie a
So
bow on some of
Perk's
this
got
stuff.
a quality of life improvement insofar as how to activate them. I think we a little bit too obtuse in the way that they came online last year, and so the feedback was very clear that we should be a lot more direct in the way that we approached perks. So we've made a lot of improvements there. They're very specific, clear on how to get them. There's also a really cool ability to add a secondary perk on. I think Kevin's gonna show it there. So you have the ability to adjust all these conditions. There have been improvements made to a lot of the nodes. Not every node is 4. Some of them you don't even need to upgrade or can't upgrade. So there's a lot of difference there. And then Kevin, go down to the bottom where you can add the second effect on. So you can add a pretty awesome compounding effect. The ones that I think are my favorites are the ones that you can directly visually see in your gameplay. So, displays where the ball crosses the plate. You gain some show time. It displays whether the ball is fastball or off speed. So those are really cool options that the gameplay team has provided to be able to leverage for a perk system.
Wait, that's actually kind of exciting. I almost want you to repeat that, depending
don't
on
make
what
me
perks you get.
Don't make me do
But
yeah.
depending on what track you kind of go
Yeah.
down, that's going to benefit you, where you're going to almost like have a tip, if you will,
Yeah.
of fastball versus
Yeah.
off speed, being able to see the path of the ball for part of the at bat. Like, that's very insurmountable in terms
Yeah.
of your success at the plate.
Yeah. I've had the most fun using perks and adding those on because I think it's because of the direct connection that you get with like, oh, there it is. Like I earned that, and then I'm
It's super
getting that
tangible. Yeah,
right
you
on the
can see it in
screen.
the game. Yeah. Great job, Kev. Mastering your perks.
There we go.
One thing is to get those, you have to master them. So you have to level them up 3 times, and then the 4th one will be that
Okay.
visual.
So you have to level these up 3 times, and then you eventually can get them mastered, and that's where you get these visual cues. That's what Kevin's telling us.
They grew up so fast over here, becoming
Yeah.
masters.
He was just in high
Kev,
school.
right?
Look at him
Feels
now.
like 5 minutes
We
ago.
fast-tracked K-Boy today.
That's K-Man. That's K-Man.
K-Man.
K-Man,
Excuse me,
there you go.
excuse me. All right. Well, we're slowly wrapping things up here. We do have that state of play at 2:00. Everyone should check out on PlayStation's channels. But is there any other last things we want to cover here?
I would just like to give a big shout out to the entire Road to the Show and narrative team for their efforts this year. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat, a lot of conversations, but really proud of the product we put out. And then in addition, just thank you to all of the support teams because Road to the Show utilizes everyone here at the studio. So just thank you. Couldn't do it without everybody here.
J-Ro?
Well said.
Well said.
I love it. Any other questions, Colin?
No.
All right.
All right.
All right.
And a
Well,
few
thanks
words.
everyone for joining. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Justin, for joining us. and playing the game. It's been fun.
Right, and thank you all for watching our second feature premiere. In case you missed it, gameplay is available right now for y'all to see, and this one will be available as well in case you want to catch the replay.
And if you enjoyed what you saw today, pre-orders are open for MLB The Show 26. If you have bought the Digital Deluxe going back to 21, there's a loyalty discount, so go check that out if you haven't pre-ordered already.
Yeah, you'll get a nice little 10% off. Remember, early access opens up on March 12th at 9 p.m. Pacific time, March 13th at midnight Eastern time. That will be during the World Baseball Classic, so come watch the World Baseball Classic. Pull up a screen for that. Pull up a screen of the show, because if you do order the Digital Deluxe Edition, you will have not one, but 2 World Baseball Classic choice packs to open up on rip, and you'll be able to start your Diamond Dynasty team with a couple WBC players.
Yeah, I saw the schedule came out earlier today.
It did.
So yeah, we're on the road to early access. We're on the road to WBC. Full launch is March 17th for anyone that doesn't get the full Digital Deluxe Edition.
And make sure you signed up for the Scouting Report. You're following us on socials to find out even more of what's new coming to MLB The Show 26.
And then tune in next Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific.
We're
where
back
we
at
can
2.
dive in to all things presentation. It's going to be one you don't want to miss.
Right, you've been seeing glimpses of it from last stream to this stream. We're going to cover even more of the College World Series, the World Baseball Classic, as well as Storyline Season 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Thanks again for joining. We're excited. 29 days to early access. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, everybody.